Hey everybody, Scout Crafter here again, TGIF. Thank God it's Friday and made it through another week, but this is the last video of 2022 for us. We do usually do a New Year's Eve lantern light up, but we'll probably do that for Monday, you know, because that'll fall in, that comes this weekend, and I don't put any weekends videos out, but it's been a great year, huh? Not so much for the country, but it's been a great year for YouTube, for our create. We got a lot done, a lot of creations, a lot of good projects done. I got a nice, small, but nice project planned for today. I hope, you know, you don't want to have your last project of the year, you know, not come out good. So I'm hoping this will come out good. We're going to put a little extra effort into this one. Hope you're going to enjoy it. Special thanks to all of you for, first of all, I asked you to come over and say hello to Tool Scouter, and you took him from 500 to over 1,000 subscribers. He was ecstatic about that, and you'll see he's got great videos, so you'll enjoy it. Also, special thanks to all of you. Most of you have been diehards. You know, you look through sometimes through the analytics of YouTube, and you see that half the people watching the videos are new. You know, they're not subscribers, so they just come here. Half. So it makes you, sometimes when you do a video, that's why it seems like I'm kind of redundant and going over the same things, because some people, it's their first time here, and you know, you don't want to make it so that they feel unwelcome, you know, and we're just catering to the people that are subscribers. So you know, everybody's welcome here, and again, appreciate your, you know, loyalty to the channel. So with that, let's get to it. We got a couple things to talk about. Let's get right to this cool project that I think you'll like. Okay, so for today's project, I wanted to do this style of hammer, which is commonly known as a body hammer or auto body hammer. And I have a bunch of these different types. You know, I have a few hammers, because what kind of maniac would have one hammer? But this particular style, they use for body work and for auto body work. Usually what it's used for, can be used for a ton of different things, you know, but these style typically used for body work. They come in all different head sizes and shapes, and they're meant to straighten and curve metal and work around sheet metal, things like that. Now 805 Road King is a channel I follow, as you know, and he has, often you'll see him use different body hammers, and it's an old-timey skill and trade that you don't see too often, because today a lot of sheet metal is replaced, believe it or not. They make the fenders and body panels of vehicles so inexpensive that it doesn't pay to use manual labor at $70 or $80 an hour, what these guys get. It just, you know, it pays just to take the fender off and replace it for $125, where years ago, you know, you couldn't do that. So this one here, you can see the head is loose. Okay, now for those of you that have ever seen body hammers, like I said, there's all different styles, and I pulled a couple off the web, you know, the internet, and look how nice some of these are. Especially if you're a body guy, you'll know right away. You can tell the balance of a hammer just by looking at it. You can say, wow, that's a nice hammer, or you could say, you know, that one looks a little bit weird or something like that. But there's always been something fascinating to me about body hammers, just the way they're shaped. And here's one that I picked up years ago. This is a Nupla. Nupla is a manufacturer that makes a lot of different style hammers. They supposedly have a lifetime warranty. However, I did years ago try and get in touch with the company. I could never get in touch with them. So, you know, take that warranty with a grain of salt. Whenever I see lifetime warranty, that's why I was always impressed with Craftsman. You know, you go to any Sears store, it was boom, you can replace it. Some of these places that offer lifetime warranty, try and get in touch with them. You know, send them an email, see if they get back to you. That's how you know how good their warranty is. Anyway, this one here is a fiberglass handle, but I always like that kind of style, you know. And now see here, some of these heads are closer. You know, like this flattening space would be moved up closer to the center of gravity. So it all depends on what you're using it for, what you like. Handle length is all determined on what you do for a living, you know. With this one here, even though I like short handle, usually you leave them a little bit longer when using body hammers. But you can see it's got a loose handle. It should have been, you know, seated down a little bit further on there, and you wouldn't have that problem. So let's see. And also the edges around here, let's see what we can do and do this one up nice, because it's a different, I always wanted, I love body hammers. Okay, success. We had to drill around that. This was these wedges are always hard to get out no matter what they're like. And this thing isn't even ribbed, so I never seen a wedge like that. It's more like a little triangle spear. So we got that out using a vice grip. We had to drill a little bit on each side, but we're going to cut this off. Remember, we want that head to come a little bit further down on the swell. We'll scrape the handle. The handle looks good, but we'll take the forge marks and see over here, because we're going to make this nice. Take those forge marks off, and we'll go. What I want to do is this edge here, because I want to make it for my use, which is more or less like a planishing hammer, which would be a little bit more curved edge. Because when you're hitting this little edge can make a crease on what you're hammering. So usually years of use will wear that down. That's why a lot of old time body guys had hammers that they loved, and that's why if you look on eBay, some body hammers are crazy expensive for that simple reason, because they were worn in through years of use. So we're going to try and make this, the way I'd like it. Keep that curve over here, and but just get rid of the edges and whatnot. And let's do that. Okay, here's where we're at. Look at how the head's coming out. Isn't that just beautiful, huh? Look at that. Look at that. We didn't even finish yet, but man, is this beautiful so far. And all the edges now are smooth. Oh, just lovely. Over here, we did the handle. The handle's coming out. We scraped it. We cut our slit in and put the drilled hole at the bottom. Now, when you're cutting that slit, don't try and make it super thin with like a scroll saw or something. You're better off having a little bit of gap, because you want the wedge to be able to fit in there with, and I glue my wedges in. This when you got to cut my handles off. But now what we're going to do is it's all fitted and everything. We're just going to do a little bit more finessing on it. We'll polish the heads and everything here. Then we'll hang the head. But right now, we're going to have lunch, so we'll be back. Okay, real quick, while the paint is drying, I got a funny story for you. As you know, I'm retired from the MTA, and I do kind of talk down on it, because there were a bunch of chowder heads that ran the company. However, I noticed that this last week, the 1 billionth passenger passed through the subway turnstile. Sasha Salazar, I believe her name was, and a nice young lady, and she was the 1 billionth rider to go through. Now, you remember milestones like that years ago. It was kind of a big deal if you were into a supermarket or something and you got prizes or whatever. So the MTA, one of the deepest pocket organizations that you'll, funded and subsidized and billions of dollars. What does she get for being the 1 billionth rider on the subway with this big, huge organization? They gave her a $100 gift card and a pass to the transit museum. And that was, and a piece of, I think a print of like the subway graffiti art. Something like, it was just ridiculously, I'll tell you the truth. Can you imagine if that was me? I would have totally embarrassed them if they were going to waste my time here for a photo op and give me a $100 gift card. And, for the 1 billionth, you're talking about a major corporation, the MTA. They're asking for billions of dollars every year and always over budget. And they're just the most misrun company. And all they can muster up is a $100 gift card and the transit museum pass. Oh yeah, go. You can visit the transit museum. That's great, unbelievable. What a lemonhead company I worked for. And getting back to our project, my favorite part. Remember what this hammer looked like before we started, and we are calling this project done. Very happy with this one. It took me a while to kind of come up with what I wanted, and just the colors. I love this thing, the way it came out. Let me show you what we did here. First of all, you know what we did with the head, and we did it with a clear blue and clear red for the different, for for the inside here. That's a Tamiya brush-on paint, but look how nice that is, huh? And of course, we buffed everything out and polished everything. Look at that. The head is just beautifully polished. And, you know, again, you could use this as a planishing hammer or, you know, peening or whatever. We took that sharp edge all the way around here. It's all gone, that edge, all the way on both sides. The wedge, put a wedge in and a steel wedge. This is super, super tight now. You could see here, that is not going anywhere. Nice and tight all the way around. Scraped the handle, but then I did it with a clear green for the bottom. That is a translucent green. And I just love that look, you know, the green, the red, the blue. It's just a cascade of colors here for the final project of the year. And I just, I really enjoy it, you know. This little black bothered me, but I couldn't get it out because it must have been a marker or something. But you start scraping and scraping, you can't, once that bleeds into the wood, you can't get it out. But that's the only blemish on the project. I do really love this, huh? Isn't that a sweet hammer now? Again, it's solid, it's hung correctly, you know. It's you know, you got to really fidget with these to get them right so that they're not canting one way or the other. So just a nice mallet hammer, body hammer. What do you think of this project? Nice way to end the year with this one. Now, I know a lot of people are going to want to know what the actual products we used were, so I'm going to go through real quick. For the clear blue and the clear red, I used the Tamiya brush-on X series of clear acrylic. Now, for the blue, it's an X23. That's this one here. For the red is an X27. You could see over there. And now these are acrylics, okay? Now normally acrylics you dilute with water, but I found that water doesn't dilute or clean up after that. So I always use lacquer thinner when I'm dealing with these paints to get, like if you get a little overbrush here, you just wipe it off with lacquer thinner, it comes right off. And also another thing about these paints, they're kind of tricky to work with. They dry quick. So if you're going to brush them on, you got to kind of flood them on and work it around. But they will blend in, and they don't leave too many streaks, but they are a little, you got to practice with them. So they come in all different colors, you can see here. Nice paint. And if you're going to buy them, buy the largest container you can, because they also have micro containers. And they're for just $1 or $2 more, you can get the full size, which I believe is like, it says 23 milliliters. That's the larger container. As far as the handle goes, that was a metal cast, clear green. You know, we use these Duplicolor metal cast. You get these at Auto Parts, and the clear green, and that dries within, you know, half an hour. That thing's dry to the touch. So that's what we use for the product. Okay, so in closing, that was a fun project. I really enjoyed the way that came out. Like the colors. What do you think about it? And also, again, I want to thank you for your patronage and your, you know, tuning in all the time, and the comments that you leave, and just your basic support of the channel. Always appreciated. I hope you have a fantastic new year, a healthy and a happy one for 2023, and we will see you again next year. Take care now. Bye-bye.